Welcome to Literature TV. It is now time for poetry. Urakaza neza kuri Literature TV. Ubu ni igihe tugiye kuvuga ku bijyanye n'ubusizi, poetry, ubusizi. Now, if it's your first time, please press subscribe and like. Then you give us the comment. Then after, share this content. Reka duhere ku kintu cyitwa poetry. What is a poetry? Is one among the three literary genres in which poems are taught and learned. So iyo tuvuze poetry ni imwe muri literary genres eshatu dufite aho twigisha kandi tukiga ibisigo, uburyo bwo gukoramo ibisigo. Icyo nicyo twita poetry. So in poetry tugira icyo twita poems. Now, what is a poem? A definition. So a poem is a powerful imaginative, you imagine with the emotion and emotional piece of writing in which the words are carefully selected and arranged for their beauty and sound in short lines, sometimes rhyme. It doesn't respect the rules of grammar. A poem uses lines or metrical verses instead of using the sentences, because sentences are used in prose. Stanzas or strophes instead of paragraphs. Paragraphs are used in prose and not in poetry, please. It is read or recited. This is a poem. Powerful, imaginative, and emotional piece of writing. So you choose the words carefully. You select them and you arrange them for their beauty and sound in short lines, sometimes rhyme. So now, let us proceed with the differences among literary genres. Those literary genres are prose poetry and drama. So the difference, prose poetry and drama, as you see on this presentation. In prose, novels, short stories, novellas are taught and learned. You remember that in novels we have like Mine Boy, we have like A Man of the People, we have like The River Between, we have different novels. We can have also short stories like When the Sun Goes Down, like The Guilt and the others. So how about poetry? In poetry, poems are taught and learned. We study poems. We have seen the definition of a poem. In drama, we teach we teach and we learn plays. So in prose, they use simple language and normal writing by respecting the grammatical rules. But it is not in the same case in poetry. Poetry, there is a difficult language which doesn't respect the grammatical rules. It is not necessary to respect the rules of grammar. Drama is a word from Greek, means action. In drama, there are actions. So in prose again, we use sentences, while in poetry we use lines or verses. In drama, it uses the plays to be performed. There is performance on the stage, on television, or on radio. This is in drama. In drama, we have performance on stage, or on television, or on radio. That's why you have what you call radio drama. Is only hearing what is happening in the play, what the actors are doing in the play. We can have different examples of radio dramas. In Rwanda, there is what you call Urunana. We have Musekeweya. There are also many. So in other countries also, they have their own according to their culture. So this is the difference between prose poetry and a drama, but is not only that, because we are going to see other differences that you have prepared for you. It is better to know about these literary genres and you know well their differences. Alright, so now let us wave goodbye to this first part of differences among these three literary genres. Now, let us proceed. In prose, we use paragraphs. Paragraphs is a combination of sentences, but which are meaningful. While in poetry, we use the stanzas or strophes with beat and rhythm. In prose, there is no reason for beat and rhythm. We don't use paragraphs, we use stanzas. But in poetry, we use these ones. In drama, it uses dialogue after the names of the actors. It means that in a drama you will find names of actors first of all written, and then after the dialogues, including the actions which they are going to perform on the stage. So in prose, no rhyming or ornamental words. We will talk about rhyme and you will understand. So in poetry, we use figurative language difficult to understand and even to explain and interpret. Drama, it uses acts and scenes to be performed sometimes on the stage in front of the audience. There is performance. Someone who writes a prose like a novel is called a novelist. A novelist, someone who writes the novels. But in prose, not the case, because in prose, someone who composes a poem is called a poet. Someone who writes a play is called a playwright. So we can have examples. For instance, novelist, we can have like Animal Farm, which is written by George Orwell. We can have Deriva Between by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. We can have Man of the People by Chinua Achebe. So in the poems, we can have the sonnet, which are composed by William Shakespeare. And even in the plays, we have the playwright like William Shakespeare again, who has composed or who has written the plays like Romeo and Juliet is the famous play, like Julius Caesar, like Merchant of Venice. All these ones are the plays which are written in a drama by that playwright William Shakespeare. Not only that, in prose, a prose story is narrated. We narrate a story, but we don't narrate a poem. A poetic story is recited. We say to recite a poem. We don't say to narrate a poem. In a drama, a dramatic story is acted or performed on the stage. Come back to the prose. In prose, there are characters in a story. We say characters, those people or animals or spiritual beings that take place in the actions in the story written in a prose. They are called the characters. In a drama, there are also actors. Instead of saying the characters, we have the actors because they are actions. They have to do the actions and perform on the stage in a story. They have to perform, to put into practice. When we say to perform, is to put into practice what is written. Again, in prose, the bad character is called the antagonist, while in a drama, a bad character is called a villain. The villain is the one who does actions which are not appreciated by the society that the character lives in. Is called a villain. Actually, in the poems, the poet can also mention the people who has done may be the actions in the poem. They may be also the characters. They are not the actors, because it is not in a drama. Actors is a specific terms for the characters of drama in a play. This is how it is. So now you see that it is the same slide which is coming back. I was telling you that a prose story is narrated, a poetic story is recited, while a dramatic story is acted. Dearest friends, it was an introduction. Please don't miss the next. It is very hot and compulsory. No more worries with the poetry. Literature TV is always there for you. The next sessions is about reading and analyzing different poems. Please be with us and give us comments, and also give us support through the ideas.